What is up, everybody? Welcome to a new podcast. You're joining me, Adam Ivor. I am your host for the evening on CarMugz podcast, brought to you by 621.com, where the only place online, really, audio parts is where you get the best customer service from people who care, car enthusiasts who care, and that is from modifications to OEM replacements. So go to 621.com to purchase any car parts you need. So welcome, you join me today from my living room. I hope you can hear me alright. I'm using a new program to record. I'm not quite sure how it's going to sound. We're using a blue microphone again, so hopefully it all sounds pretty good. You can hear me nice and clear. And we're going to go from there. So what is the point of today's podcast? Me being on my own, I'm not interviewing anybody yet. What am I doing? With today, with the time you're kindly giving me today to listen. So I wanted to run by some of the stuff that's gone on in the vlogs recently, if you keep up to date with my YouTube channel. And I also want to run over some questions that my Patreons have asked. A massive shout out and thank you to my Patreons. You guys really help me out each month. And I love conversing with you guys. It's a lot of fun. It really is. It's really good. So I mentioned when we borderline finished the Civic, I stupidly said it out loud. I get really excited sometimes, and I stupidly said out loud that I wanted to do another Honda project, and I've got way ahead of myself. I have not got the cash to do this. I completely forgot that my Nissan is a project as well, and now I feel like I'm going to let a huge amount of people down with the new project not coming to the channel anytime soon. I have managed to sell the Saxo, which helped me out a little bit this month with cash. Doing all these projects really strains you for money. It's been killing me, I'm not going to lie. It really has been wiping me out, and I've sacrificed a lot, but I think it's getting to the point now where the YouTube channel isn't growing really at all, especially with views, and I'm having to really look and going, right, is a new project really what I need? And to do that, I'm going to have to sell way more stuff, and I can't part with the Civic. I'm not parting with my Nissan or my M3, and I need my Touareg every day. I tried to get rid of the Legend, but I think we're just going to keep that now because we're getting so many time wasters, and the car needs some work. So that can be a fun one to practice on through the winter because I have no money to spend at the minute. And being straight up with you guys, I feel like if you guys are listening to this, you're probably part of my core audience, so the guys that really want me to succeed, hopefully. I'm not going to be able to afford to do a new project car within the next 6 to 8 months minimum, I'd say. And then I have to think, do I kill off one of my dreams, which is getting a drift car at Ibisu, to build a car for YouTube, which I've never even really considered, just building a car specifically for YouTube. It's a whole new aspect to car modifications to me, and doing a car just to try and grow my channel I think would work. I definitely think it'd bring in new people, the ideas I've got and all that sort of stuff, but it's not a unique build, so it wouldn't be like one of the first to do it. So it's kind of one of those things where I've got to take a step back and see, well, just what can I afford? I've just got to stay in my lane, I think. So with that, I want to say I'm not writing off the idea completely of getting a new Honda project. It's definitely an idea, but instead of selling the Legend, I'm going to make that the new project and see what we can do with that on a budget, so I'm not absolutely living on a what would you call it? Like on a string budget each month when I turn the camera off. Because as much as I love YouTube and stuff, I literally made like £200 from it last month. And you look at the work we've put in on the cars, especially on the Nissan, I'd need to be making almost 15 to 20 times that to cover the costs of just the parts from the last month. And that's all my own money that I'm using. And Christmas is coming up. I've got a big family. I want to make sure I can buy everything. So it's the real life stuff that when you take off YouTube, you have to think. And when I'm browsing here on my channel on my laptop right now, like the one video that's really banged in the last month, I've had two that have done okay, is the Mini Cooper review, and when I explained my story about my Silvia. Them two are the only two videos that have gone anywhere over 10k. I've got two videos that are on 10k. Oh, one meat video got over 10k, and my M3 video got over 10k. All the rest have... Oh my god, sorry, I've just hit the video on using a non-Mac computer to look at that. So all of those videos have done okay, but no way are they going to pay me. And then all the rest are under 10,000 views, which absolutely kills me off. I also have been reading up on some of Shmee, or whatever his name is, words that he's said on a Pistonheads forum about how when you get a video with low views, it really affects how the YouTube algorithms see you. So that then makes sense to me when I'm looking here. When I upload one of these podcasts on the channel, they get around 2,000 to 3,000 views, listens, or whatever on the YouTube channel, which is amazing when you think about what it is. It's just me talking, or me and Peck talking or whatever. But then the next videos are really affected by it, and they don't hit anywhere near the average until, 4 or 5 videos again down the line, and then I have another bad video, and then it takes a while to build up again, and it's just frustrating, This is the battle with YouTube. Like, you don't want to. I mean, for me, I turn down a lot of sponsored videos because the product just looks shite. If I'm being completely straight up, like, I don't want to sell to people that watch my videos turd. It's got to be good stuff. That's why I'm so happy to work with Iron Hell. It's an amazing company that wanted to work with me, and like with Toyota, it's amazing that this company want to work with me. And Monster, when they get in touch and want to do stuff, I'm obviously going to say yes, because the content we can create is sick. Whereas if it's like a tyre inflator from a company that just sells on Amazon, you're like, well, is there really any point to this? Like, it's just junk, and I'm not getting paid for it. I'm just getting a free thing, and it sucks anyway. Like, it's just turd, isn't it? So that's what I'm kind of at the point of. I have to earn my own money. I've got to put that first. But at the same time, I love making YouTube videos. It is a hobby to me. Like, I like to do 2 a week because it keeps me fresh more than anything. Now I've got this opportunity with Mantis Cars to go and drive their stuff. I don't want to turn that away, so I'm hoping tomorrow afternoon I can get down there for an hour and film the Lancia. That'd be so sick. I'm so excited to do that, and just generally have a really fun time. Like, I've realised that this YouTube stuff's never gonna pay me big. I'm never gonna be an Adam LZ or a TJ Hunt or whatever. Like, I have to have my own jobs that really are murdering me, but it'll be worth it in the end, as long as I get my hobbies and I get to show you guys, I guess. I mean, the YouTube is fun, don't get me wrong, and I've had an amazing reaction to the last few videos. I don't want that to be misunderstood, but when you get some of the negativity, even from other YouTubers, I'm going to say that, like, some stuff I've posted recently, I've had really nasty messages by actual YouTubers that are just put me in a bit of a place where I'm just like, wow, okay, I didn't realise that this sort of stuff would affect people, but it's just how people perceive you on social media, I think, and I think it's bollocks, but whatever in it. So yeah, let's get started. I've covered the topic, I think, of the project car, and that then leaves what you guys are going to see if you do watch the channel, etc. So you're going to see the Civic EG6. We're going to be doing more stuff on that. It's got a few issues still, so we're going to be able to cover those in depth in video and actually try and like make almost some educational stuff, I guess, because when I'm looking for this stuff myself, I'm like, there's nothing here. So I'd like to still keep it jokey and light-hearted, but if someone can learn something from it, rad. I've got the door locks now for it. We need to tidy up all the wiring. I am tempted to get a wire loom, but at the same time, I'm kind of done with spending money at the minute. I just want to be able to like build a pot back up again, so I can spunk it all on the Silvia. If I'm completely honest, that's what I want to do. But I'll get to that. Then what else is? We've got the Legend, and the Legend's another thing you're going to be seeing quite a lot over winter. I'm going to be cutting up the old one and making the good one excellent, hopefully. Putting some new wheels on it that I've got. I'm going to probably put a set of my drift wheels on it, if I'm completely honest. I want to see what the works look like on it, even though the Whistlers do look amazing. Let's not get that wrong. And quick plug again, Whistler wheels still in stock, almost 50% off some of them on 621.com. So if you are interested, the sets are there, they are available, and it'd be amazing if you grab some off us. With also the Legend, I want to tidy it up. You may see my first ever welding on a car on that as well, so that's really terrifying, putting that sort of stuff online, because everyone's an expert, and it's absolutely terrifying, to say the least. But I think it'd be something that, with my channel, it's not like I know I do the reviews and stuff, but I still kind of like to keep the reviews kind of jokey and light-hearted, almost like a vlog. I like to think of my channel as a vlog channel, like almost like a lifestyle vlog channel. You get to see the life of somebody that has dedicated his whole being to modified cars, and the ownership and the upkeep of them, and the trials and the tribulations and the stress and the enjoyment when they do go right, So that over winter you're going to see a lot of tinkering on the cars, I think, especially the Legend and the Civic. And then that brings me to the Silvia. So the Civic and the Legend will be getting like small, cheap mods, hopefully, to mean I can actually buy more parts for the Nissan. I haven't really updated any of you guys on this, so we managed to clear the misfire. Woo! Happy days! And then the part I bought was the cheapest option, and it has absolutely detrimentally ruined me, because I had to pay again for them to be taken out, and my old set refitted because the engine was it sounded like it was gonna blow up, man. Honestly, like, it was awful. So I put the original lifters back in, and now I'm going to be getting another set and having Dan Joyce from Low Origin, who I'm very grateful for being on their podcast the other week. They're going to be doing it. So, well, Dan Joyce is going to come down and redo it, but at the same time, I'm thinking, well, over winter, we need to go for full rebuild. So I'm thinking about once I have some money again, I have to explain right now, I have nothing to buy car parts with. So I need to get a destroyer lock kit, I'm going to need my arches tubbed, and I need to bend a lot of the bodywork up, because we found out they'd eaten through a set of my front tyres. Luckily, one of the lads at the drift day clocked it, and he was like, dude, you're running on cores on your front. I was like, oh my god, that could have been just terrible time, man. And luckily he found it, and we got it all sorted. I put my Mohawks on the front instead of the Federal RSRs I normally run, and oh my god, they transformed the car. I couldn't believe it. I am a huge advocate for these Mohawk tyres, by the way. I really think they should get in touch and sponsor me, because I love their product, and I do think it's amazing. For such a budget tyre, the amount of wear you get out of them. I didn't change my rear tyres a whole drift day the other day, and I had to change my fronts because I'd worn through them via them hitting the bodywork. But that's just, I'm just really appreciative of Mohawk tyres now. I love them, man. So yeah, I need to get a lock kit, I need to do the arches, and before people go, you don't need lock, I'm at the point now where I feel like I'm at such a level with my driving, a lock kit is needed for me to progress. Like, the fact that I can't get the lock I need from the car anymore with the speeds and the aggressiveness that I'm throwing in, I think I'm very proud of myself, let's just say that, with how my driving's come on with drifting. I have to then get the Civic ready for track next year, because I'm going to be taking that out. I will be using that car as a track car. Although it's beautiful as it is, like, I don't want to buy anything else, and I do want to sell the MX-5. Eventually, if I can get enough money together, it is then to go buy myself a car out at a Bisu. Every time there's a Matsuri on and all the social media stuff starts popping up, my sadness inside me takes over that I'm not there, and I'm just like, man, that has to be done. Like, I have to do that, and that is now a goal that I've truly set. If I can get a build here as well to do in the meantime and keep relatively cheap, if I can make a budget for it, and I just don't want it to be another long build if I do one. I think you guys can understand, like, especially with YouTube and stuff, if you're building a car on there, people want to see everything done fast, so it'd have to be like, right, we save up some money, I buy the car, I buy the donor stuff, and we try and build some hype, and then we go from there and try and really build up a sound project that may or may not bang on YouTube, and if it does bang, that'd be amazing. I'd love to be able to make enough money off YouTube to do projects on there all the time, like Jimmy Oakes does, like Adam LZ does. Like, I'm obviously never going to be at Adam LZ level, but I feel Jimmy Oakes doesn't do too differently to us. He does drift days, he does a little bit of track here and there with, I think he does anyway. Like, and then I do watch his videos, I just obviously can't keep up with all of them. He uploads every day, but I really like Jimmy Oakes' videos. I think that's the sort of deal that we could be doing, and if I could be getting them views, and that really would be like helping me benefit with the project as well, because I just love doing it. I just love being in the garage working on the cars. Like, and I'm breaking the spare Legend I've got, the one that loads of people got their arse in the wrong gear about the other day. That is being broke for parts on eBay at the minute, and I'm surprised at how many people need stuff. Like, I did not realise there was such a market for used Legend parts. Like, it was absolutely insane. But yeah, I've sold a radio out of that today, so I've got to get that out. I've got it out tonight, and I'm going to send that out tomorrow for the customer. So I'm trying to get as much money back as I can. I think I need to go for a clear out. Now I've moved house, and I'm in my new house comfortably now. I know what I do and don't need, really, so I might have to give up my guitars, which I really don't want. I think I'm going to keep the acoustic one, but I might sell my limited edition guitar I've got and stuff, and try and put some money back into my pocket for stuff that I really want, and then can always start playing guitar again in the future, I think. But we can just go from there, I think. Like, I've stressed myself out way too much. I've already got my next proper project car, which is the M3. So when anybody goes, sell that to fund everything, I just think it's such a stupid request, because I saved up so long to buy that, and I've borrowed such a large amount of money to get a good one as well on top of the savings, and it's like, I don't want to sell that car. I don't want to sell anything that I've wanted forever to benefit YouTube. Like, these things I've worked my bollocks off for the last, how old am I now? I'm 29 now. I started my company when I was 18. So 11 years of my life I've slaved, and I've sacrificed lots and lots of usual lad when you're growing up sort of situations for business. And I feel like these are like my rewards of that. That's what I feel personally, and I'm not. Oh, what's wrong, Finn? Can you hear Finn in the background? He's let's give you a little update on the old Finny boy, shall we? So yesterday we went up to the vets. I have to give them a massive shout out. Dick White Referrals in Newmarket. They've been absolutely incredible with Finn since I got transferred over to Junio, I believe his name was. He's an Italian guy, super sick. And so now he's now officially off steroids for this month. Whee! Round of applause. It's so lonely doing these podcasts on your own, man. But yeah, Finn's now off steroids. He's got one tablet he has to take every day, 25 milligrams. It's just it's like a chemotherapy drug to battle the side effects of all the other drugs he's been taking, I think. And so he's on the mend. He's losing weight. He's looking fantastic, aren't you, buddy? Hey, aren't you, buddy? And I'm enjoying having my bouncy dog back. He's really got his old school personality back again. It's mad, But yeah, I just really wanted to run you down the project. So that's 15 minutes of me chatting about cars. Cool. So the real end goal, and this is me being completely straight up, is our dream of having a car out of Ibiza. And because I work out of China 3 or 4 times a year now, like I think I could probably fly over 3 or 4 times a year. Like I can just get a flight from Hong Kong to Narita and get a little cheap rental car and head up there. I think it's definitely something I could do. Like add on maybe 4 or 5 days on at the end of each trip, and then it's not a massive stress on my mum having Finn. And it really like feels like that could work out the best. So the main thing is I need to save up a pot of money really to order a car, because from what I am hearing, I don't know if it's just on the grapevine that next year for Matsuris, all cars are going to have roll cages and harnesses, which benefits me because I wanted that anyway. So I'm hoping that when I do, if I do get to do it, I will be buying a car from Power Vehicles. So I'm not associated with them anyway, but the support you get from those guys if you buy from them it's almost similar to what you get from 621. If you buy from 621, you get the aftercare. It almost irritates me when people message us for advice but aren't our customers. I feel like it's almost disrespectful. Like, yeah, I'm not going to buy from you, but I just want to know what you'd do. Like, well, I'll buy from us, and then I'll give you the advice that I've built up over the years from the wealth of knowledge that I've learned from being around these cars for so long. I might play up in the vlogs to being a bit of a divvy, but I just think when the camera comes on, it's just a lot of fun to just mess around like I would be if you were hanging out there with me. Like, I don't like putting on a fake bullshit, like I know everything sort of vibe when I am learning still. Like, when it comes to a lot of the engine stuff anyway, like suspension and shit like that, I'm sound with, but like it's engine, I just get terrified of opening an engine because if it doesn't go back together, then it's expensive to fix. That's the way I see it. Like, you torque one bolt wrong, man, that stitch going wrong. Now, I knew this wasn't going to be the longest podcast I've ever done. I don't want it to be the longest podcast I've ever done because I've stupidly just started recording this when I haven't eaten, I haven't got myself a drink. Like, my Coke's just over my corner, but Coke Zero. I'm just saying, I'm trying to cut all that sugar ting out, I'm a half vegetarian, by the way. If you're a half vegetarian, let me know on Instagram, because everybody's telling me it's not a thing, but I'm telling you, it's a thing, it's just a thing. So let's have a look. I asked on my Patreon if there's any questions some guys would like to answer. Now, I did only ask them like 15 minutes ago, so there's not a huge amount of replies on there just yet. But there are a couple already. So I want to... Oh no, someone's asked me about my tattoos. Dave's asked me about my tattoos. I'll have to explain those. So, right, I've got 5 comments on here. Let's... oh no, that's the wrong post. Where is the post I need? I was one about Finn. I definitely think you should join my patrons, by the way. So we've got a few questions on here. Okay, cool, perfect. These should take up a little bit of time, and hopefully you can learn a little bit more about me or whatever. So Gary Reeves, my boy Gary Reeves, has asked, what from your experience of cars and driving got me into drifting, and would you consider making a separate YouTube channel purely about drifting? I'll answer the second part of that first. No, I don't want to make a new YouTube channel purely for drifting, because I feel like my YouTube channel tells a story of my car journey, whether it is a bit all over the place or not, but that's how my car journey has been. And the drift, I just feel like I should keep it all in one place, because drift channels by themselves don't get views really, unless you're Adam LZ. Like, he seems to be the only guy, well, and TJ Hunt, but that's because he's a vlogger, like, people don't go there really to watch you drifting all that much. They're more there for Adam LZ. Whereas I'm not popular like Adam LZ, so it wouldn't work for me. I think keep them on my main channel, it works good, and it's just fun for me to keep them all in one place. It's way easier for me. It's easier to manage just one channel than multiple channels. But from the first part of your question, what really got me into drifting? It was a breakup. I think I might have said this before. I don't know. Basically, I broke up with my girlfriend, and I was really sad about it. As you get, I get a bit emotional in these situations, and yeah, so we broke up, and my homie Gianni of Status Era just messaged me and said, "Do you want to come up to Scotland and watch the BDC?" And I was like, "Fuck no! What do I want to watch drifting for? That's fucking lame." Like, honestly, I was like, "I'm a Honda guy through and through. They're not gonna like me up there." And in the end, I ended up going up anyway. And then the first thing I did when I got there, I went to Gianni's house, and I met Mikey from Jimmy Up. And Jimmy Up is a drift brand, like 621 was associated massively with the Hondas originally. That's what Jimmy Up started with. And meeting Mikey and seeing his passion for it, I was just like, wow, this guy loves drifting, man. Like, what is this guy's deal? He could have a Honda. That was honestly what I thought. And then I watched the drifting, and the noises and the atmosphere at the drift day was just insane. And I was just like, this is sick. And then I watched an Australian lunatic mount Phil from Driftworks, and I was like, this is legal? Like, what's just happened? And I was like, and everyone was cheering. I was like, dude, this is a bit of me. This is sick. And then I was like, I have to have a go at this. Like, I have to. My first real ever situation in a drift car, which really made it all come to light. I was like, this has to happen. Was when I went to, which is also on my YouTube channel as well, by the way. So drifting in New Jersey, at Club Loose, and Reese Martin took me out, and it was just insanity. I was like, this is so sick. Being in a drift car is insane. Like, because that was the first time I ever got in a drift car, and after that I was like, I am buying a drift car. And after that trip, because I was there for work, I wasn't there for holiday. It just so happened the night before I was working, there was a drift event on down there, so I was like, do you know what, I'm gonna go and watch. And it was amazing, and I was like, do you know what, I'm doing this. So I got home, and unfortunately my great grandma passed away and left Mum some money, and Mum gave us kids a little bit of each to go and she said she doesn't want us to spend it on anything, bills or anything like that. This is fun money. That's what she said. She wanted us to see. She wanted to see her kids having fun with the money. So I was like, well, I'm buying a drift car then. So that's why I went and bought that BMW. I added some of my own money to it and got my E36. And did my first few drift days at Santa Pod. Thought it was an absolute laugh. I was like, this is easy, man. Like, skidding around, having fun. This is just the best thing ever. It felt like being at the skate park and just learning to kickflip again. But then, obviously, as you get a bit more into it, and then you start trying harder stuff, you're like, wow, I actually suck at this. Like, I've told everyone I'm pretty good, and I suck. And with me, when I like something, and I know I want it, and I want to be good at it, that's it. I'm like, right, I'm getting good at this. So I put in a lot of seat time in the BMW. I crashed a lot in the BMW. I then sold the Integra, because the Integra was an investment more than anything. I was like, this car is going to be worth a fortune when American couldn't have them, and this is a mint one, so let's get it. I made it even minter, and then I was like, do you know what? There's no point in just having a car sat there doing nothing. Even if it's earning money, like, to me, cars have to be driven. This is why the Civic's going to be my track car still. Like, I didn't build it for it to sit in the garage, you know? And yeah, so I was just like, right, got the Nissan, and I loved it. I just absolutely adored the thing. And I just thought it was fantastic. Honestly, I just thought it's so hard. If you've never done drifting, it's so hard to explain just how addictive it is for one, and how much closer you want to keep getting to each other, and how much faster you want to be entering the corners, and just everything becomes like this event, and it's just so much fun. And I've made genuine friends from it, and people that I can ring up if I'm feeling down and being like, man, I'm not having a good day. And I think I did all that Honda stuff, and I saw that I don't think people really liked me for me. I think people just liked me because, for one, I owned a car parts company and they could get some discount off me from being one of my friends, and they weren't willing to ever listen if a situation came up that wasn't benefiting them in any way. And I thought some of these guys were my best mates on the planet, and then it turns out that it isn't that way at all. And I guess that left a bit of a sour taste in my mouth. I think I've only really got maybe 3 or 4 friends from the Honda world that have really stuck through everything. Like, I'm still a Honda guy. I'm still building Hondas, but the second I got a drift car, so many people were like, oh, and I was like, this is sour, man. I've been doing the Hondas for like 10 years. Like, am I not allowed to have another hobby? Like, I'm not stopping the Honda stuff. I'm just adding to my repertoire of my driving portfolio. Like, because how sick would it be to be able to jump in a front wheel drive car, drive it like an absolute boss, hop in a rear wheel drive car and be able to send it top of 4th gear around a massive corner. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think that I want to be a complete driver. So that's where I'm like, I just want to keep doing everything. And it annoys me that LZ got an Evo build, because I wanted to get an Evo 8 next. And I was like, I think I'm just going to get an Evo and just go ham on like a rally type build. So then I've got a front wheel drive car, a rear wheel drive car, and a 4 wheel drive car, and they all work out perfectly. And then my M3 can be like my beautiful car that I love driving around in and feeling good about myself. I mean, it really does make me feel good, that car. Because even like buying them new wheels, I get compared to LZ, like, well, Adam LZ bought them. I'm like, dude, I didn't even know LZ had these wheels. Like, I like LZ a lot. He's a fucking top guy, but my goodness me, it's frustrating getting compared to him all the time, because obviously we've got the same name. But yeah, that's that really. Chad Trafford is one of my new patrons, so welcome to the family, boy. He has asked, how did 621 begin, where it all start, and how much hard work has it taken to get to where you are today? Now, if I go on a bit of a rant, I do apologise, but sorry, I should turn the volume off. But I don't actually know where the volume button is on this laptop. It's a Microsoft work. It's my computer from my other job. Oh God, I'm making so much noise, and I don't actually know how to turn the volume down. So I do apologise for that if it does make the occasional noise. But right, Chad, let me answer your question, man. So I started the company, for those that you don't know, as a blog way back in the day. I think when I was 18, 17, I started it as like a lifestyle blogger. I just blog my travels to Los Angeles and all this sort of stuff, because I got family in LA, so I'm quite lucky that I get to go there realistically whenever I want, because whenever Dad goes, he wants someone to come along with him to see the fam. So I just kind of hop along for a cheap trip. It's nice, But that was what it started off as, and then I bought a proper digital SLR Canon. What was it? A Canon 450D. It's like one of their budget line cameras, and my parents got me it for Christmas, and they were like, we know you enjoy photography, so we got you a proper camera. Please just go and have fun. Went out, did a load of photography at car shows, Volkswagen shows mainly, because the girl I liked back then had a Volkswagen, and it was a lot of shit like that. So we just kept going to the Volkswagen shows, and we go, and I bought a Mark 1 Golf, and it was fun. I'd just go and try and improve my photography, and I'd post it on the Edition 38 forum, then Civic Life forums and that, and I started taking a lot of photos at the Honda meets that I'd go to, and it just escalated from there. And then one day I was like, do you know what? I want to make a sticker. So I went up to my friend Dwayne's shop, swiftprint.com. Swiftprint, shout out Dwayne. He actually has an EP3 Type R now as his track car, so that's kind of cool how that's all come full circle. But I went up to his shop, and he let me have some offcuts to make 10 stickers to just see how they were, and people were like, I'll pay for that. Which I thought was weird. I was like, fuck it, man, I'm just giving them away, it's cool. But if they ever cost me money, then I'll sell them, obviously. And that's kind of where it all escalated from, and it just went from strength to strength. And I have to say, though, I don't think I realised how hard I was working. I think this is definitely can be a side effect from being brought up by my dad. So my mum's definitely given me all the tools to be a wonderful, caring human that loves animals, and give me all that. But my dad's work ethic has stuck hard, with me. And just for a bit of background information, I never really had summer holidays as a kid when it comes to like when you'd go down skate parks when you're a teenager or whatever. I started working in warehouses in my summer holidays for minimum wage, and I'm talking like as little as I was legally allowed to be paid. And I was doing that from 12. So my summer holidays, I'd just go to work with Dad. And I would go and work in this warehouse that wasn't managed by him. He worked out of it, but he didn't manage it. So I worked for the other company that worked out of this warehouse. And we do packing, what them things called, like card readers and stuff. And when you go into a shop and you see like the sticker that has like MasterCard and all that sort of stuff, I'd be putting them in boxes with the card readers, and then they'd be shipped out. And I would do hundreds of these a day. And it was 8:30 till 5. No, there was no argument there. That was what I did. So from 12, I understood to buy stuff, you have to have a job. And I'd be cleaning cars for my dad. So I'd work Monday to Friday as well. And then on the Saturday, I'd offer to clean the cars for Dad. And he'd pay me a £5 for 3 cars, which I now realise is a rip-off. But at the time, I was like, fuck yeah, I'm earning money, man. This is sick. I had that built into me. Like, I love earning money. It's fun. Like, it's fun to do something and be rewarded with money you buy it. It's much better than just going up to my dad and being like, can I have some money? Like, I never feel like I earn it if I just do that. So I'd much rather do work. Like, and then what I then started to do when I was 14, 15, on the weekends, I got a job in the local pub, and I was just in the kitchen peeling potatoes and shit. So I'd go to work Monday to Friday in my summer holidays in the warehouse. Friday night and Saturday night and Sunday night, I'd then go work in a pub in the evening. And I also had a bit of a hustle in school. I want to tell you that as well. I'd burn CDs, like, so I'd go around school and be like, does anybody want the new, let's for instance say the Nirvana greatest hits? And they'd be like, yeah, and I'd be like, all right, £2.50, and I'll give you it. So then what I'd do is I'd get, like, say 20 people giving me £2.50, right? So what's that? Let's do a quick sum. 20 times 2, oh fuck, can't even use a calculator. 20 times £2.50 equals. So I'd get 50 quid. Let's just say that. I'd get 50 quid handed to me by random people. My blazer on the left side was heavy. And then I'd go home, go on play.com, use mum's account, you order the CD, give her then 10 or 12 quid out of my change, be like, I've ordered this CD, here's the money for it. And then I'd burn the CDs on blank discs, print off all the labels. I think this is like illegal. I don't know if like I'm allowed to admit this. I'm like, but fuck it, that's what I did. I was like hustling fucking dodgy CDs basically when I was a kid to earn money, because I was like, mate, money's wicked. Then obviously went into work, and then when I started doing the work, like I said, we'll jump forward again, and I worked on the weekends, in the evenings at this pub, and then during the week at the warehouse, sorry. And then come along my work experience, and I went to work at John Banks Honda in Ipswich, loved it, and then they offered me a full weekend job. So during the full weekend job was during like my college years, and then I obviously didn't have to work in the warehouse anymore because I was at college and I was basically an adult. And so I was doing that on the weekends, and then in my second year of college they offered me full. I was also, by the way, still doing the pub job, so I was working during the day at John Banks and going in the evening to the pub, the King's Arms. It used to be the King's Arms, gone now, it's a house now, but yeah, I would go and work there, and it was sick, man. I loved it because I was earning a ton of money. Like college, I skipped college every day. I was like, I'm earning more money than the teachers are, I think. I probably wasn't, but well, no, I wasn't. I was earning nowhere near the teachers were, but I was like, I'm like 17. I've got a decent wedge. Like, this is sick. And then from that, I then got the full-time job at Honda, and I just took it because I was like, this is sick. And yeah, that got me into work. And then in my spare time, I was like, well, I'm not used to having spare time, so I'll start the blog some more. And I started doing personal photo shoots, and from that I started pushing it on to magazines, and I started selling my photos to magazines as a freelance, which sucked. I didn't get paid for a lot of the work I did do, but it was definitely worth me pursuing, I feel, because that then made the fact that I didn't get paid made me angry, and I just started putting all the pictures on my blog. The blog took off, the clothing line took off with everything, and it was just rad. Like, honestly, it was wicked. The idea of going to a parts shop was simple. I just wanted some discount for my own parts, if I'm completely honest, and I was like, well, if I can sell them as well, and we can make some money, and then that's what it turned into. And it's just become what it is, and I've learned over the last year that I have to be really on the ball or sales will slip. It's slowed down a lot this year because I've been so focused on Ival and the YouTube, which was stupid of me, if I'm honest, because the YouTube's not paying me. So I was taking a job that was paying me, and I chased a dream, which I feel like you have to do sometimes. And I've had my first major failure in this 621 business as well, with product and stuff, and as an entrepreneur, if you want, my first major failure, and that sent me spiraling again because I've suffered with mental health issues in the past, and it really brought it all back on strong again. And I was like, fuck, I'm fucked, man. And this is why I'm so relieved on the YouTube videos, because I see them as my little out. They're my little bit of freedom, like being able to just dick around on there and just be creative. And so it's taken a lot of hard work, man. I really feel like I missed out on a lot of being a bit of a fucking lad as well, being younger, because I'd choose to go away and work on an evening. I'd drive up purposely to Northampton to do photo shoots, and then I'd spend the rest of the week editing them videos, or I'd go to CarMugz anywhere just to get photos. So I'd drive to Oxford, I would literally drive everywhere to get there and get myself the little girl over. I can see the little girl from the neighbours is doing a dab in the window at me because I'm talking to a mic, so I'm like, alright, fucking lunatic. But yeah, it was pretty sweet. And so what was I saying? Yeah, I sacrificed a lot. I sacrificed being a lad. I sacrificed chasing girls a lot, you know, just to, because I was like, girls are trouble, man. Like, because when I get into something, I get into it big. So I was like, if I get into a girl, like, I'm going to stop this. And I really liked the path I was on with 621. So I chose that over possibly the girl of my dreams. There was a girl I was talking to back in the day, and oh man, I fucking regret that so bad. I should have took that instead of the job. But, you know, you look back and you learn, don't you, boys? You know, I won't make that mistake again. But yeah, so that was that question, man. I hope that answered it in depth. If I missed out anything, you've got me on Patreon, so just drop me a message, man. I'm happy to answer to you guys. And Dave Hopkins has asked, what's the story behind your tattoo on your arm? Is there a story behind there? Yeah, there is. It's the lamest story ever. I'll tell you guys it, because fuck it, if you're listening, I guess you're interested. So, my favourite football player is Mesut Ozil. Okay, he plays for Arsenal. I really like the guy. He does a lot for charity. He does a lot for his beliefs. And I like what he stands for. He's a great football player on his day, and I just like what the guy stands for. And I always wanted a tattoo. My parents were pretty strict saying no tattoos, and my little sister came home with a tattoo, so I was like, well, I'm getting a fucking tattoo now. And I was like, right, what do I get? And I didn't know. I didn't know what I wanted. I didn't know what I was going to get. And I kind of just was like, yeah, I want the same as Mesut Ozil. Because that's nice and original, right? And, fucking hell, man, I can't believe I'm admitting this on fucking microphone. But, right, okay, so, yeah, I wanted the same tattoo as Mesut Ozil. And then I had a nightmare one night that he left Arsenal, because I'm an Arsenal fan, if I hadn't made that abundantly clear a billion times. And, I felt like I had to cut my arm off, so I then went on the rampage to try and find a different image of a lion, and I found the one that's probably most commonly used across tattoos, but I had a 6.5 hour sitting for my first ever tattoo, and do you know, I didn't find it too bad. It's in a very normal place for your first tattoo. I think it looks great. I still, to this day, the artist I use, Lee Oldcorn, amazing, from Cosmic Tattoos and Culture Stuff, amazing artist, and yeah, I got this beautiful tattoo now, and I didn't really have a story for that one. If I'm honest, I just wanted it and copied Mesut Ozil, then pooed my pants that he was going to leave Arsenal, and changed my mind. And then I've obviously got my shark. Now, my shark is my personal favourite tattoo. I think sharks are just majestic, beautiful creatures that also have the capacity to rip the head off of whatever they want. So that's why I've got that as well. But when I went in, I literally only went in to book a bit of tattoo time, and they said you need to have an idea. It's not good just to book without knowing. And I just said on the spur of the moment, "Oh no, I do. I want a shark." I don't know why. I don't know why I said it. I think I was just thinking about sharks. I think I watched Shark Week or something, and I just decided that was it. That was going to be my next lifelong commitment to a shark on my arm. But I'm so glad I did. I think it looks absolutely amazing. That is my personal favourite tattoo. I love how it loops around. I love where it sits. I think it's sick. And then on the back of my arm, I have an eagle, a bald eagle, I think it is. I can't really remember. I haven't seen it in years. That's just a filler. I just said to Lee, can you fill it in with something majestic? I've got the land, the king of the land, the lion. I've got the shark, the king of the sea, in my opinion, obviously. And then on the back of the arm, I was like, can we chuck an eagle on there? Because then you've got the wind, the air, the sea, and the land, innit? So I thought it was cool. Yeah, so that's the story of my tattoos. They don't really mean anything to me, but I just think they're cool. I don't see why you have to have meanings for stuff. Like, fuck it, I think they look cool, and if you think something looks cool, go for it, innit? You wouldn't believe some of the messages I got from my so-called, I'm going to put these in apostrophe, friends. When I said, I'm getting my first tattoo, they were like, why? You're just a fucking normal white guy. Why are you getting tattooed? I was like, the fuck, man? Why's your shitty necking, mate? So that sucked. But, you know, you live and you learn. You know, you've got to cut these toxic people out, which I'm in the process of currently doing. So it's hard. I feel like you have to do it. I now want to run through real quick, just to finalise the video, what you guys are going to be seeing outside of the project. So obviously you're going to get the Legend, the Civic, the Silvia. The MX-5 is also going to be making an appearance on the channel again, but it's not a appearance that is going to lead to any track days or anything like that. It simply is get some tyres on it, put it up to a sensible ride height, make sure everything's tight, underseal it again, make it look clean underneath, like get some real, you know, work putting underneath that car, make it look really nice because it's not rotten anymore. And then I'm going to clean it up and I'm going to sell it and hopefully be able to live off that money for a month or two without blowing it on car parts. I feel like I need to try and grow my YouTube more. I feel like I've got such a good platform there, and the companies I work with are all so happy with what I do. I just really feel like I need to grow my audience. So I'm not sure quite how to do that. I feel like YouTube is very fickle and hard, and but I'm enjoying it. And then you're going to see me go down to Mantis a few times. I want to definitely be doing a few reviews on their cars. I'm going to then be reaching out for feature cars as well. But what worries me during winter is the weather. Like in the rain, it might suck, but I feel like we can do them and we can still have some fun. And I'm also going to be working with 7 Days Performance. I need to go and see them guys soon. They keep asking me to come up and have a look at the cars they've got. But I just don't have time at the minute. Plus, I really want to give myself some me time, man. I want to start dating properly again, and I want to start actually like enjoying the fruits of my labour, if that makes sense. And I'm finally back in the gym again after having a ligament damaged shoulder for the last 3 months, and I have my first golf lesson, well, second golf lesson. I've been playing a lot of golf. I really enjoy golf. I'm going to play that again on Friday, and I've got a 2-week holiday as well, off to Florida. I can't say I know if I'm going to see LZ or not. We can hope we can hang out with LZ. But I can't promise, obviously. We'll be seeing Marco, I think, and Ravi definitely, and hopefully Zosh as well. See if we can get a little meet going. Maybe see if me, Zosh, and can do some bits together. And I'm also going to go see my friend Jake from the UK. His band's going to be playing over there, so I might do some vlogs over there. I really enjoy vlogging in Florida because it's just fun, man. It's just wicked. So yeah, we'll do some bits over there. And I've got to ask you guys. I feel like if you're listening and you've made it this far, please let me know. Yeah. If I review standard cars, would you watch? I've reviewed when I had that Toyota RAV4. I filmed the video, and I speak to Andy a lot. I love Andy Lou from Toyota. He's so kind to me. But I can't even bring myself to watch the footage back because I don't know if my words have any value. When it comes to standard cars, I know modified cars like the back of my hand. I love modified cars, but when it comes to standard cars, I don't know whether I just talk a bit of drivel. I don't know whether to make this RAV4 video, send it to Andy. I know Andy might listen to this, so Andy, I might send it to you directly and see what you think before posting it anywhere. I don't know, guys. You need to touch base with me on that. But I think I'm going to draw this podcast to a close. If you do want to join my Patreon, it's patreon.com/Adam Ivel. Any money obviously helps me with the builds and stuff that are going to have to slow down now because I haven't got a certain income coming in anymore. So I need to focus a bit more on myself and normal work for a little while, I think, to get my feet back on the ground. And let me know down below in the comments if this is on YouTube, who you want to see on here. A lot of your favourite YouTubers are not the same people that you see on camera, and a lot of them have told me that they don't want to do this, they don't have any interest in doing it or anything like that. So but equally, I've had an amazing response from such people as TGE. He actually DM'd me and said, I'm up for it, dude, because I messaged him on Instagram. Lee Lockwood as well. He said he was up for it. He was super keen to do it. I think B7TMY, Tommy would probably be up for one. Queen B actually said she's up for it. Obviously, she's just done her Drift Queen thing with Red Bull, which I've actually got the 5th episode to watch now. I've really enjoyed that, and she's such a lovely girl. Like, I've been talking to her for a little bit recently, and she's so nice. So I think it'd be good to get her on here and see what her future plans with the drifting are and all that sort of stuff, and get a few of the boys on here, a few of the boys that I love as my friends, and a few of the people I've met through the drifting, and I think we can have some great conversations because I like to just be as transparent with you guys as possible. Make sure you follow me on Instagram at Adam Ivel, and I'll hopefully see you again or hear from you again or whatever. However we cross paths, I hope we meet again soon, guys. Thank you so much for giving me 43 minutes of your day today. I genuinely appreciate it. And please make sure you subscribe if this is viewed on YouTube. I'll see you later, my dudes. Bye.